What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Primetime Prop Drop. I'm your host, Allie Burns, and with me, as always, I've got Scott Reichel here. You were 3-1 last week on our props, Scott Reichel. I'm very proud of you. Excellent way to start the show. How you feeling about being back?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. Definitely better than starting 1-3 or anything worse than 3-1. So happy to be over 500. Let's keep it that way.
Yes, let's do it. So we're going to give you 6 player props on the game that's going down tonight. The Commanders are at the Bears. It's a pick 'em. The total's 38, but we're not looking at sides and totals. We are looking at props. Before we get started, let's all like and subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and don't forget about our promo from our sponsor, FanDuel. They've got up to $1,000 in a no sweat first bet. All you got to do is check out the description of this video and click on the link, get your promo. Okay. So what are we looking at first? Commanders at Bears. Talk to me.
Yeah, first one we're going to look at is actually a fun points prop. It's the race to 25 points. And we're going to go with neither at minus 125. Main reason, Thursday Night Football has been pretty ugly so far, and both teams offensively not very good. Washington scored less than 18 points in each of its last 3 games. Chicago scored less than 24 points in every game this season. We know Fields and Wentz aren't exactly good quarterbacks. I expect another ugly game. It's why the total is 38. So I'll dare one offense to really go nuts. I don't see it happening. I see a really ugly game. But do you think any team's getting to 25? Because I don't.
I don't. I can't see it happening. I mean, I know that Wentz is under scrutiny. You know, Ron Rivera, the coach, kind of said some things he shouldn't have, saying that the quarterback is the problem. So I think Wentz is in a spot where he needs to show up and get work done. But is he capable of doing it is really the question here. So I'm going to bet against that, basically. Okay, so what else are we dealing with today?
So I'm also looking at Washington running back J.D. McKissick, and I'm going to go with him over 21.5 receiving yards at around minus 115. He's actually led Washington's running backs in snap percentage each of the last 3 weeks, even with Robinson coming back last week. And you're going through the numbers for McKissick. He is a pass-catching running back, is what he's always been, but he's had at least 3 receptions in every game this season, and he's had at least 32 receiving yards in 3 of the last 4 games. I just think that Washington realizes that he's a very solid weapon in the passing game. They're going to keep using him. And Wentz seems to like him a lot because he targets him at least 3 times a game. So I do think that this number's a little bit low. Give me the over 21.5 receiving yards.
All right, you got it. Let's talk about Carson Wentz. We've got 2 props on him. What's the first one we're going to talk about?
First one, expecting another ugly Thursday night game. Give me the quarterback interception prop. Wentz interceptions at minus 110. He's thrown at least 1 interception in 5 of his last 6 games. He also already has 6 interceptions this season. And if you want to look at some other factors here, he is battling a bit of an injury to his throwing shoulder. So he's below 100%, and he's also attempted a bunch of passes this season. I'll talk about that in a second. But the point is, based on the volume and really just the lack of ball security, and now the injury to his shoulder, I don't exactly trust him to do a good job of showcasing good ball security. I think he throws at least 1 pick in this game.
All right, I agree with this. You know, this is one of my favorite props to take is, yes, the quarterback will throw an interception. So speaking of passing attempts, how are we going to play it?
I'm going to go with over on Wentz. It's at 32.5 at minus 110. I know this number sounds high, but based on how the season has gone so far, it's really not high enough. Washington has just refused to run the ball, and Wentz has attempted at least 38 passes in each of the first 5 games of this season. The game against Tennessee was very competitive. He threw an interception to lose the game, but he attempted 38 passes in that game. Washington is averaging just 3.9 yards per carry, which ranks 26th in the league. I think that since Washington was so close to winning last week by throwing the ball a lot, they'll stick with that game plan. Wentz will have to chuck the ball around a lot. I'm not saying it's going to work, but I think they're going to end up trying to throw the ball a decent amount of the time. So give me the over 32.5 pass attempts.
All right. Talk to me about I don't know what happened there, but I'm back. That's what happened. Okay, so talk to me about Curtis Samuel.
So for Samuel, I'm going to go with the over 4.5 receptions at minus 120. He's been targeted at least 7 times in each game this season. So Wentz clearly loves to throw the ball to him. I think that should continue in this game. He's also recorded at least 6 receptions in 4 of the first 5 games. So since the volume is usually extremely high regarding Samuel in the passing game, I think it's a little bit weird that the number is only 4.5 at minus 120. Sounds like value to me, especially since I like the pass attempts. That means I expect Wentz to throw the ball a lot, and Samuel's been his favorite target. Give me the over 4.5 receptions.
All right, last one. We're going Cairo Santos. What you got for me here?
So Bears kicker, I'm going to go with the over 1.5 field goals here. He's made 3 field goals in each of the last 2 games, and Washington has allowed at least 2 field goals in 3 of the first 5 games. We're not expecting many points, so I expect to see a lot of red zone drives stall out. Chicago's not exactly a great red zone team. I think they'll settle for a couple. Give me the over 1.5 field goals.
All right, beautiful. Well done, sir. I like what we're working with here. Before we do a recap, Scott, tell the people who you are and where they can find you.
So you can find me on Twitter at Rice Show Radio, written down below. Besides that, doing free picks every night for winners and whiners, and also doing the college football show with Steen. I'm also on the NFL show with them about once every other week, so look for me there. And also doing a bunch of podcasts, so you can find all that stuff on Twitter. But it's gambling content. I produce it every day. And if you want some free picks, you know where to find me.
Yes, indeed. At Shell Radio. You can find me at Plus Money Honey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and don't forget to check out the description of this video to click on the link to get your FanDuel promo. By the way, if you're in the state of Ohio, you don't even go live till January, but if you download FanDuel right now, they're going to drop $100 right into your account, so you're all ready to go. All right, here's our recap. Commanders are at the Bears. We're going race to 25 points, neither. We're going J.D. McKissic over 21.5 receiving yards. Carson Wentz will get in it, throw an interception, and he will throw over 32.5 times. Curtis Samuel is going to get over 4.5 of those receptions, and Carlos Santos over 1.5 field goals. That's your primetime prop drop. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back for your Monday Night Football game.